In this lesson, we're going to take a look at our finished female head and see what kind of things we can add to make her even more feminine. So this is where I stopped. I did a few tweaks after the last lesson. Nothing major, just a couple things. I cleaned up the ears, cleaned up the mouth, gave her a little bit better of a shape, and I redid the eyes. But these are basically the same eyes that you saw from the other model. Now, what I want to show you is she looks more feminine, especially if we compare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the male model right here, okay? So that's our male model, and you can see the big difference that that makes. So let's just say that that's our male model, okay? And now let's grab the female model. And you can clearly see what I'm talking about. She may look boyish from looking at it like this, but it's not the case. She is much more feminine, especially if you look from the side. And you can really tell if you've made a good looking female model if you just take the hair off. And if she still looks good, then you're on the right track. So in my case, I'm pretty happy with that. But I want to show you what happens when we add the eyelashes. Now these eyelashes are from a course in Digital Tutors. I don't quite remember which one it is. It was just sculpting a female character in a pose, if I recall correctly. But I took these eyelashes here and I kept them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them on and you're going to see the difference instantly. Now look at that. Look at just how much more feminine she looks because of that. This is a big deal. Like I mentioned before, actual eyelashes and facial hair in general is very important to making your character look more male or more female. So you see I have some thick eyebrows on this guy over here, and I don't have any on her, which we're going to try to do in this lesson. But another thing that is important is obviously this makes her a lot more feminine, makes her look really good. So don't ever underestimate the power of eyelashes on your models. But what I want to show you is if I take the hair off and I add this long hair that I spent a few more minutes working on, you can just see how it completely switches your idea of the character, right? So in a nutshell, you saw how we were able to get a very male looking model, and if you look, I'll just put him on the side here so we can see. And then we were able to transform it into a very feminine, keeping in mind this nice little shape here. You see this nice diagonal line. Look at the shape of that nose. It really looks nice. So you see how we were able to take this model and turn it into this. And, it was what, 20 minutes? It's not a big deal. So that's why when I say the structure is really important, that's what I mean. If you have a good base, be it male or female, when you're going to transform it into male or female, it's going to be a lot easier because you've already done all the hard work. For me, it's a lot easier to make male into female instead of the other way around. I think that since you have to mark out all the anatomical landmarks on the male, it becomes a lot easier to soften those and keep the good parts like the lips, eyes, and nose, and then just tweak them. So what I want to do now, just to finish her off, is show you how I would do the eyebrows. You have to remember that they're going to be super delicate, so you want to be very careful with that. And I'm going to use some symmetry here. And what I want to do is I just want a little patch, and I start off by doing strokes like this. See how they curve up? And then I do some long strokes sort of like this, okay? And then I'm going to end it on a little point down here at the bottom. And this just gives it that effect that it's an eyebrow. It's fairly thin, and it looks really nice. It's really simple to do. You could take it a lot further if you would like, but for our purposes, I think this pretty much covers what we need to see. So hopefully you've learned a lot through the course of this tutorial, and I hope to see your sculpt and that you can get them to the next level now. You definitely know a lot more about the male facial structure and the female facial structure, and now it's totally up to you to get your models and bring them up to par to be able to do these kinds of things and play around with them a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next course.